Rumspringa, the Amish coming-of-age tradition. For the Amish, culture and religion are intertwined to the point where it is hard to separate the two. Indeed, it is a culture of faith. So who are the Amish? It is the members of a Christian sect that separated from the Mennonites in the 17th century. Amish have been in the United States since the 18th century. Thanks to several centuries of church growth and expansion and division, more than 25 different Amish affiliations exist in North America. These affiliations are further divided into approximately 333 church districts. Amish settlements are located in 27 states and in Canada. What is more interesting, though, is that there is no central religious authority. Each Amish district must make decisions about what is and is not allowed for its members on matters both large and small. Consequently, what might be permissible in one Amish community may be forbidden in another. Many outsiders might consider all Amish to be conservative, but even in their districts, conservatism covers a wide range. So what Amish means? They wear some forms of distinctive plain clothing. They worship in each other's homes rather than in church buildings. They do not connect their homes with public utilities. They use horse and buggies as primary means of transportation. They limit formal education to the 8th grade. They live in rural communities. They emphasize an agrarian lifestyle. They are pacifists. They choose their religious leaders through divine appointments by drawing lots. They speak German as a dialect, and it is their primary language. They value the history of their people and their martyrs' heritage, and they adhere to a statement of faith known as the 18 Articles. But what is Rumspringa? Rumspringa is the Amish ritual that lets the youth of their community a chance to experience freedom before they are expected to fully dedicate to the religion. And Rumspringa can last from age 16 to 26. For such conservative beliefs, many wonder, how do adolescents fare in this type of upbringing? Amish kids encounter the same dangers and challenges as do most adolescent teens, but it is more concentrated than children of their age group in other cultures. Two main reasons. One is that they arrive at adolescence after childhoods that are far more sheltered and structured. And second, Amish teens begin Rumspringa journey carrying the weighty baggage consisting of the moral imperatives, biblical precepts, and the complex sets of rules that have been taught to them from little on up. So who does Rumspringa? Rumspringa is only for the youth of the Amish communities. It is one of the biggest things that for any Amish person, because it is a sign of trust that not only you, your family, but your whole community trust you enough to go on Rumspringa. This occurs when teens reach the age of 16. They enter a life stage known as Rumspringa, which stretches until baptism or marriage, depending on the Amish subgroup. Rumspringa is an adolescent rite of passage, and some parents take more hands-off approach to their parenting their teens than others do. Their social lives become more independent from their families. So at this point, we are asking, why do they do Rumspringa? Well, the Amish believe that when a person is of age, they are able to make their own choices when it comes to their individual faith. Rumspringa gives youth a time to decide and experiment with their faith before they are fully baptized. The Amish youth live stuck between two authorities during the time of Rumspringa. They move out from under the authority of their parents, but they are still free from the authority of the church because they are not yet baptized. These years are a liminal time in which teens have more independence than they did as children and will have more freedom than they will if they decide to join the church. So the community's expectation is that the young Amish will end their Rumspringa by agreeing to be married and concurrently make their commitment to be baptized or to join the church. The further expectation is that after marriage, the pair will settle down, have children, and continue with the faith culture expectation. At stake, though, for the Amish community in the Rumspringa process is nothing less than the survival of their sect and their way of life. For if an unbaptized children venture into the world at 16 but do not return to the fold in sufficient numbers, the sect will dwindle and die out. It is a tremendous risk for Amish to take in permitting their adolescents into Rumspringa. The threat is these children, once let loose, may never return. But the gamble must be chanced, because its members sense the threat of not permitting Rumspringa is even greater. Absent a Rumspringa process, there will be a higher probability of loss of many more Amish youth succumbing to the lure of the forbidden, and perhaps even after baptism and marriage. The Amish hope that the experience will inoculate the youth against the strong pull of the forbidden by dosing them with a vaccine of a little worldly experience. Their gamble is also based on the notion that there is no firmer adhesive bond to a faith and way of life than a fully chosen one. It in this case, after Rumspringa and having sampled some of the available alternative ways of living. So how long does Rumspringa last? Due to the gravity of this decision, Rumspringa can last anywhere between 1 day to 10 years. Rumspringa lasts differently for each teenager, and you're not officially off Rumspringa until you come home and get baptized. There is no expectance as to how long it should take you, but once you come back, you cannot return to the real world. And when a person decides that they want to be baptized, they must follow the process all the way through, and once baptized, members are bound to the Amish faith for the rest of their lives.